What's good, everyone? This your main correspondent, Alan Taylor, and I'm back in the broadcast room. And I found a little something interesting here. And, of course, you see the title of the broadcast, but you also see the screen. So, this gentleman here is trying to give advice on how to avoid paying a woman's bills.
So, what the French toast is there to think about?
Now, okay, and I get it. This has been, of course, this is a controversy topic, things like that. Women, definitely nowadays, you got to pay 100%, or, it's no 50-50. It's, the topics and situations, all this is getting complicated out here. It's getting very complicated out here. Definitely from the type of family I grew up around, things like that. We all helped each other. It was, I don't know what's going on new age wise with these new age relationships and finances and stuff like that. It just makes no sense to me. I thought we were supposed to help each other, period. But listen, look, I'm about to dive off into this, and we're about to see what this gentleman had to say. Listen, quarters, nickels, and dimes, people.
So one way that you can avoid this, fellas, is when she says something about a rent and you don't want to pay that shit, sympathize with her. What you mean by that? Sympathize, I'm about to tell you. Instead of being like, bitch, I ain't paying your fucking rent. Instead of saying that, you say, damn, your rent is fucked up. Mine too. We gotta figure this shit out together. We got to figure this shit out together. And this one gonna get you out of it every time. Listen, this gonna get you out of it every time. Soon as she say, I want you to help me with my rent, you're going to say, I wish I could, and I'll keep you in my prayers. Wow. Everybody say, keep you in my prayers. I keep you in my prayers. Yeah, motherfucker ain't going to fuck with you then.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
Ooh-wee. This is wild right here. But listen, look, man, let's just take it from face value what this guy's right here is saying. I'm thinking he's talking about a situation where you're dealing with a chick that's not your wife. Listen, look, man, it's a whole different scenario when you have a wife. And I stand on that because I come from a marriage household and things like that. And, you're supposed to help each other. You're supposed to work, things like that as a man, provide for your family. She's supposed to be your helpmeet to help you meet any of the ends that you need her to help you meet, regardless of whether it's household duties, finances, whatever. She's supposed to be a helpmeet. She's supposed to help you meet the ends of whatever it is that you need help with as a man. But in today's society, things have kind of gone awry and definitely, not actually in its proper place. That's the reason why everybody's out here confused. You got chicks out here that, meet a man today and she expecting this man to pay her rent today and things like that. And I've only known you 5 minutes, which is stupid. And also too, you do have certain men out here at a certain type of man that is willing to do said things and stuff like that, which also provides the illusion that every man would do the same. And it's like I said before, like every man is not the same, and women should stop expecting men that, every man to do the same thing that the last man did. It's just impossible. Things like that. It's not going to work because every man's different. Like I said, we agree upon certain things as men in society as far as, the way we should carry ourselves and other little tangible things. But innately in, us as men, we are different and we think different, so even though we may agree upon a few things. But listen, look, this is the point though. And this is where we at. A lot of women don't understand, what this man will do, the next man won't. And, women in today's society have been kind of told to a degree, or maybe conditioned to think that every man is going to do the same thing that the last man did. So we're going to go back here and we're going to break it down a little bit more. Hold on.
So one way that you can avoid this, fellas, is when she says something about a rent and you don't want to pay that shit, sympathize with her.
Okay, now the sympathy with her and things like that, I can see where he's trying to go with that. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to smooth out the situation to make her think that, yeah, I'm on board with what you're saying and things like that. you know, baby, listen, look, you know, Jesus Christ, I feel you. I feel you, baby. It's hard out here for everybody.
Sympathize, I'm about to tell you. Instead of being like, bitch, I ain't paying your fucking rent. Instead of saying that, you say, damn, your rent is fucked up. Mine too. We gotta figure this shit out.
Now he's testing her to see if she's actually capable of being a helpmeet. Now, this is where the process comes in of, you know, basically the test. Now, I don't want to hear anything from anybody out there because women test men all the time.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
Real talk. So I don't want to hear anything about, you know what I'm saying, well, men shouldn't be testing women and this and that. Nah. Women test men all the time, every day. They test men about their finances, their physical, their mental status, you know what I'm saying, how mentally sane they are, all types of stuff. Women test men all the time. So yeah, you know, men should test women too as well. Let's keep going here.
We got to figure this shit out together. And this one gonna get you out of it every time. Listen, this gonna get you out of it every time. Soon as she say, I want you to help me with my rent, you're gonna say, I wish I could, and I'll keep you in my prayers. Wow. Everybody say, keep you in my prayers. I keep you in my prayers. Yeah, motherfucker ain't gonna fuck with you then.
Right. That means she gonna get the hell on down. Definitely don't mention prayer.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
A lot of these chicks they don't know anything about prayer, none of that crap. You know what I'm saying? They'll bring up God all the time, but they hadn't said that, but they hadn't gotten on their knees at all and prayed to God, you know what I'm saying, about any damn thing. So yeah, that's a whole misunderstanding about what's going on in society today as well. You know what I'm saying, that, you know, a lot of these women are actually praying. And then so too, I've asked this question on one of my broadcasts as well. Women talking about, you know, they pray and stuff like that. And I asked the question, like, who you actually praying to though? Who are you praying to? Is it the God of Abraham and Jacob, Isaac, you know, the same God that split the Red Sea? I mean, who are you praying to? And you have to ask these questions too out there as men. That, you know, definitely if you know, praying man, stuff like that. If you're not, then you're not, you know what I'm saying? And just like if she not, but don't sit there and try to, you know, use the prayer line, put it that way, you know, to try to substantiate, you know, your situation so people could feel bad for you. And yeah, some women will do that move and stuff like that, but this is the case here. This dude is obviously he's giving men a few tips here, but listen, look, I'm thinking this is some out the way stuff, because at the end of the day though, you know, within a marriage, you know, you're supposed to work together. You're supposed to be building. You know, you're supposed to have a helpmeet within a woman. She's supposed to help you meet the ends, and you're supposed to, you know, take care of her and things like that, and make sure that the family unit actually moves together as one. But with the way that things are going, with the misinformation that's out here, and everybody's trying to play these games, and they, you know, in the dating market and stuff, it's a game out here that everybody's playing and stuff like that. That's the reason why nobody's getting anywhere.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
Everybody's too busy trying to play games all the time. But it is what it is, though. Shout out to all my subscribers. Mad love to y'all. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Make sure you ring that bell to be notified whenever I decide to post things. And like I always say,
and that, my friends, is the bottom line.
That, my friends, is the bottom line.